Alright guys, what's up? This is I'm Comics Podcast, episode 5. I am Josh Casper, and with me is...
JJ Kirby, the Magnificent.
What up, JJ?
I'm just chilling, man. Hail Trump.
Hail, all hail. It's Emperor Palpatine, that's his name now. The dark side. It's a death wall instead of a Death Star.
Is that what that is?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
But
we gotta see it. We gotta see if he's gonna do his job right or not.
Alright. Well, this episode is kind of special because I wanted to do it as we're gonna do it all Marvel episode.
Marvel episode.
Yup.
Love it. Okay.
So right off the bat, the question I asked you last time about comics and movies and TV going into comics, how do you feel that applies to Marvel this time?
What, going into the movies and everything?
Going into movies, like,
yeah.
Do you think they're kicking more ass in the shows than in the movies?
In my honest opinion, I would say that DC TV shows is definitely kicking ass. But Marvel TV shows, like S.H.I.E.L.D., I love it. It's kicking ass. Luke Cage, kicking ass. Yeah. Love it. Jessica Jones, love it. Daredevil, love it.
They're all badass, man.
Love them to death. But it's like when it comes to the movies, they're definitely kicking ass. I haven't seen Doctor Strange yet. But I'm anticipating it to be dope because, you know, I'm waiting to see when they bring magic to the Marvel Universe.
We've all been waiting for that.
But I will say overall, for me, it's just like, you know, thank the comic lords or the makers who do what they do that made the deal to get Marvel movies made. Yeah, they are kicking ass at the Marvel movies. They are making it dope. But I will say that as a longtime lover of, you know, comics, I'm old and crotchety, and it just is what it is. Yeah, it's just like as much as I love to see X-Men, love to see Spider-Man, love to see Iron Man, love to see everybody. I think it changed and evolved comics in a way where it killed the old school way of checking for comics. And that's why I'm more of a collector, you know, of old school comics, going to the shop on Wednesday, talking to my comic shop lady, saying what's happening. I know that you're more of a digital cat where you're like, yo, I'm trying to download from the couch. Yep. You know,
every Wednesday I just get it from the couch.
Right. But it's just like, if it's made it where you don't collect the book, the industry has changed, which is, of course, you got to change or die. But it's like now it's a visual thing. It's like they show like, yo, comics can make money at the box office. Yep. So because of that, it's like, oh, we're gonna, you know, go there, make that money, put the money into that. Is it trickling down back into comics? Is it seeding the people who will go buy the books, which will still generate new ideas for the movies? For, you know what I mean, it's a serpent eating itself now. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like once we hit the roof, now it's eating itself. Yeah. Now, you know what I mean. Like once people thought like, oh, you know, comics, you know, were worth money. It boom. Yeah. You know what I mean. And it's just people like it all right. And it's just like, it was because people were just like, you know, well, I can make money off this shit. And I'm like, no, not off of all comics. It's people trying to.
Very rare, few amount of comics you can make.
You got Superman. Yeah. Your mama didn't throw that shit out. Bam, you got money. You know what I mean. If it's just like, you know, X-Men, drawn by Jim Lee. Yeah, it's, you know, incredible book, but it's not worth a lot. You can buy as many copies as you want, but it won't be, you know, worth nothing what it is but to you. Yeah, you know, reading those books, like I just reread my X-Men Jim Lee, Chris Claremont, you know, run and trade paperback. Yeah, so it's just like, oh, you know, that shit was dope. Yeah, because that shit was dope, and I loved it.
How long was the run?
I read it where Jim just got on the X-Men when they were in Australia. Yeah, you know, Longshot just faded away. I'm like, oh, they just getting rid of characters. And then the first time they showed Rogue Black. Really? Oh, you never seen it?
No, not that one.
Oh, I gotta show you. That shit was dope, son. It's like Drew. It was like, she kissed this character who was black. She was trying to escape from some people. Yeah. And her powers are to absorb people's powers by touch of skin. Yeah. So she's trying to get away, and then the black character is the Aboriginal bull roarer character. You know, like he got that thing on the string that makes that sound, like that rock. Yeah. So it's like he has that, and by doing that, he can make portals open up.
Oh. Are you talking about Eden?
Well, like a pathway is his father.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They brought him over like that was his father, so he had the ability to teleport. Eden had the ability to teleport also, but Pathway was before him.
Okay.
So the thing was, she kissed Pathway and trying to get use his powers to get away from these people.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of like zoned out or under trance or something. He was one of those characters. But Jim drew her in a way that was like, she was wearing like little t-shirt and some shorts and everything, looking cute. But it's like they colored her brown, had her hair got all curly and bushy. It just looked hot. It's like, oh shit, okay, get it in. That shit is bang. That shit is hot.
You were like, hell yeah,
why not? What I mean? Because it was like, you never seen that. Of course she can do that.
Yeah.
She takes a little bit of your powers. You just never seen her touch any black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like...
So that's a power.
You know what I mean? But it's like... I want to say that it's like... She takes on attributes.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do it, but they did it.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's like... Okay, cool. Of course, it faded once she went to the portal.
Yeah.
It wore off and everything. She was back to white. It's all good in the hood. But it's like, for that moment, it's like that's the hot, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So then I will say to see, that's why I appreciate the books more than the movies. Because the books, you get intimate moments like that, or those wow moments like that. And it's different than getting a visual treat where you be like, yo, man, visually, like, wow, like I've seen seeing Giant Man grow in Civil War.
That was awesome.
Was awesome, right?
Yeah.
It was like, wow, this I'm a kid again.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I never was expecting that. Well, I knew he was going to grow as a fan.
I got really happy when I saw that.
You know what I mean?
Like, no grown ass man should get as happy as I got.
Hey, come to the side, son. It's the gay way. It's okay. But it's like, to see that moment was like, wow, in the movies, I can't get that in the book like that.
Yeah.
But you do get it. You know what I mean? Like, when I was reading the Ultimates, and Giant Man is working, or Hank Pym?
Hank Pym. Yeah.
Is working on his like Ant-Man formula where he wants to go, shrink big and small.
Yeah.
So then it's like he worked out the formula where he can shrink small, I want to say, first. Then he switched it where he's like, I want to grow big. And so then it's like, you're reading the book and you're like, is he going to go big? What's going on? Blah, 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 But the way, I want to say, Mark Millar, I think who wrote that.
Yeah, it was.
The way he wrote it, you know what's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to happen. If you don't spoil it by looking ahead in the book, you get that moment of like, oh shit, this motherfucker grew, 50 feet, because, he wrote it in a way that was just like, there's a barrier, before your bones get all brittle or something, or can't support the weight and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So when he breaks it, you get that moment where it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is it as cool as the moment in the movie? I would say the book came first, and I was like, wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew it was coming, but that's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like when you see him use it, you're like, that's dope. When you see it in the movie, you're like, wow. It's a visual treat. So I will say it is a little more, it's a little more stimulating.
Yeah.
More short term, like it didn't stay with me as long as the wow from reading it in the book.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things like that'll happen like that in the comics.
Yeah,
more dramatic stuff than it is. Just like Uncanny X-Force.
Yes.
When Wolverine fights his son, and they do that, I think it was the most beautiful panel I've seen. It was Rick Remender and Jerome Pena, where it's Wolverine and Draken are fighting each other, and then it shows how they would be if they were a family, and then it shows the other one, like he's murdering him, and then it goes to the next panel as they're playing catch. The next panel, Wolverine's drowning his kid. The next panel, he's like eating with his wife and a small Draken. Like those kind of things, you can do that in the movie, but in the comic, it just got me. Like I got it in the chest. I was like, oh man.
I can feel it. I feel it.
Yeah, I got the deep voice. I was like, oh, I'm gonna cry. What the hell?
Get the bass of my voice.
Oh, damn it.
Well, you know what? It's like the thing about like the movies for me is like, I'm glad they're here. Like I said, as a kid, I prayed for it. I wish it would happen. Oh my God! And now they're here. I know that as anybody sitting on the couch thinking they can make a better movie or they're more creative, they're like, yo, son, that movie cool, but I would have did this. Bam, you know. I know that making movies, it's like there's a lot of heads on the Hydra.
Oh yeah.
You know, that poops out a movie. You know, so you got to just, you know, if it's, you got to go with the flow.
Yeah, if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, you
only got so much control. So you got to be just cool with it. You know, like, you know, who are you to think like, you know, well, I'm the consumer, I'm the masses, I'm the people who got together and was like, you know, we're not voting for this, we're voting for that.
Well, did you know about the whole Deadpool 2 thing, which they lost its director because
I heard something about that.
Yeah, I guess they were arguing about him and Ryan Reynolds about who should
Creative
be
direction?
Deadpool.
Yeah, or not Deadpool, but Cable.
Cable, yeah.
Who does Ryan Reynolds want?
He wants, I think it's that dude from Super
Avatar?
8, the guy who played the dad in Super 8, and then I think the director wanted
from Avatar?
the guy from Avatar.
The director wanted to do it from Avatar.
Yeah, Stephen Lang.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, he'll be dope for it.
A lot of people also mentioned Ron Perlman. I think he can do it, but Stephen Lang.
You know what?
Fits.
Ron Perlman is Hellboy, right?
Yeah, Hellboy.
And it's like, you know what? It's called acting, and he can play a big dude. I don't know if he get buff for it, if it work out for it.
He's a big man, but he's already getting older. But he has the white hair.
You know, of course,
he does look kind of
He will act the fuck out of that damn character, no doubt.
Yeah.
Like I said, Stephen Lang. I think I will remember. I think I say this when it went out that they were looking for a Cable. I remember looking on the internet, and, you know, him coming across like, oh, you know, pictures of him as Cable. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm like, him as Cable? I'm like, really? Am I down with that? Is that a B movie Cable?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, we couldn't afford nobody else, but we got him because, you know, he's down with it. But I saw the commitment. He tried to go after that motherfucking part.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I'm about to work the fuck out. I'm about to go, like, you know, get it in at the gym and everything. And you got to respect that.
Yeah.
If it makes a person, you know, change up. You know, big up.
Yeah.
Because they're like, this comic book character, I respect him.
Yeah.
I want somebody who respects my character, not just getting there getting a check. Yeah. I want somebody who's in my movie like, yo, son, I love this shit just as much as you do. And I'm like, awesome. You know, show to me what you got.
Which X-Men character do you think didn't give you like the respect that you think that character deserved? Like, I know Hugh Jackman. I mean, I like him. He's a great Wolverine. He was
amazing.
Other ones, I don't know. Like,
well, for me, can I go there?
Yeah, go for it.
All right then. I can't even front.
And we're starting.
I love my girl. Big up, no doubt. But Halle Berry as Storm was horrible.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm like, it's like her as Catwoman. Horrible. It's like you know what happens when lightning strikes a toad?
Yeah.
They're like, what, bitch, what? They're like, the same thing as everyone else. I'm sitting there like, okay, that was a horrible line. Horrible. You could have delivered it with more oomph. Maybe you tried, but I didn't sense that you didn't put no sex on it. You didn't put no, like, you know, some Angela Bassett on it. You didn't put no, like, nothing. She didn't boss up. She's the safe black woman.
Yeah.
For mine. Yeah. As Storm. You know, Storm is more like, you know, she grew up in the streets of Cairo. Yeah. It's like she has, you know, she's claustrophobic. You know, she beat up Cyclops.
She's been through some shit.
Without powers, without her powers, to become leader of the X-Men. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's...
Not to mention the badass mohawk she has.
She rocks the mohawk for filth. Oh, my God.
When she wears a leather jacket. And
the mohawk, the whole thing. When she went to Japan and came back after they went to Japan, it was when her powers... she had lost her powers, I think. No, she lost her powers, but she changed it up because she went running around the city with Yukio, who was this Japanese a chick who's assassin.
Are you talking about Logan's old woman? That's Yuriko, right?
There's
Lady Deathstrike.
There's Miriko and Yuriko.
Okay.
So it's like now you got me twisted on who is who now. But I want to say,
you gotta remember, man.
But the one, like, you know, the young assassin. There's one he dated, and there's one who was just a wild, like, you know, the opposite side of like the meek, the mirror, you know, like, you know, traditionalist, you know, female. She was like, I run the streets and do parkour in between the high rises. What's up? And she was hanging with Storm, or Storm was hanging with her, and she was like, let me show you how to, you know, do this. Let me how to have fun. And so she went out, and it's like she changed her look. You know, like wear this leather jacket, put on these like wristbands, and it's like in the 80s.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we're gonna give you mohawk and all that shit.
They made her look very punk, like heavy metal.
It was like we about to. It was a reason for the costume to change.
It was badass. Like, I liked it.
It's another thing why comics I feel love and I understand better, but just like I prefer comics.
Yeah.
Because like when she changed her costume, it was a reason.
Yeah.
It was like, she's switching around. She's going catwalking on the streets with the peoples. Yeah. She needs an outfit. And then at the end of the episode, she realized, she's like, I like this look. I'm cool with this look. Yeah. It reflects a new me. I'm about to change it up. And then she's like, this is my new outfit. And it's like, oh shit, Storm rocking the Mohawk. Yeah. That's when she got rid of her, like, big African style with the big, black and white leather cape and shit and everything with the yellow around it. Which was dope with the belly ring. That shit was dope.
She was wearing like a James Brown suit, but that shit was like an Elvis kind of thing.
But it's like, look, with the belly ring, with the cutaway, that was a great design by Dave Cockrum. That was amazing because it was served its time perfectly, and it through the years. So when they switched it up, they was like, what can we do to switch this character up? Put her in it's 80s, put her in the leather. Yeah. You know what I mean? Bam! It's like, oh shit, she kicks ass.
Was it the 90s though that they brought the Storm back, the old suit, like the white? Remember? Like the white suit and all that kind of stuff.
See, the white suit was like, I want to say...
because now she's back to Mohawk.
Well, I know. But see, the thing is, they have elements to play with.
Yeah.
That's why you can play with Storm. She's had different looks for different reasons. Yeah. Like I said, when she was she kicking it around after Japan, she was like, I like this look. I'm going to switch it up. Yeah. And then they switched it up other times where like she grew her hair back. And gave her more of like, here's the cape back again, and it's like it's more classic. So they did the thing where it's like an all black bodysuit. Here's the cape and everything. Yeah. She got it after that Mohawk. She got her hair back and shit, which was dope. But then it was like, I want to say, printing wise, there was an issue where maybe the registration was off, or they didn't draw it in a certain way. They relied on colors, or the people who interpreted it for advertisement, because during that time there was a period where they did the meatballs, no, SpaghettiOs did the thing where they had Arthur Adams and Marvel. They had Marvel and them cross over, and Arthur Adams did the art for it, and they put it on cans with the X-Men.
I think I remember those.
You know what I mean? And back in the day, it was like that was back. And I think at Pizza Hut too.
Probably like the only reason I bought those freaking
the SpaghettiOs. Of course, that's what that is, right?
It had Wolverine's face on it, right? And then like the claws,
in the middle with the claws and everything, and the X-Men around was on Arthur. So then it was like they interpreted what was coming from the comic. Like he did it, drew it, but I want to say around that area, somebody interpreted it as a white. You know what I mean? Like she had all white. Because I don't think she was ever supposed to be in the comic book. She never had an all white outfit. Yeah. She only had, like I said, after that advertisement thing, somebody misinterpreted, blah blah blah.
So they thought it was white, and
yeah. You know what I mean? So like they thought it was white in the cartoon. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it may be from the cartoon also.
Yeah, the cartoon also had the white.
Because they were trying to do. What do you call it? The rendering. They're trying to do that cartoon with like black holding lines. Cartoons don't have, they're drawn a certain way. So they tried to do the X-Men and bring it in, like, we're going to add shadows and be all black with it and da-da-da-da and make heavier lines. Different. Very comic booky. Yeah. That was their way of trying to, like, bring that to the screen. And so because of it, her outfit looked white. Yeah. So it'd be like when they were like, it was a style choice. So then it's like, when people looked at it in references and using the advertisements and shit, they assumed it was white. Yeah. So it was just like, no, that's their weak ass interpretation of drawing, her outfit. That was just me. I was like, I hated it because I saw it happen. I was just like, it should, there should be more heavier blacks. If you're going heavy with the black, they probably didn't go heavy with the blacks on her. Yeah. The shadows, because they went heavy on the shadows with everybody else. Like, so the cast shadows and everything. Yeah. So it had, holding lines, cast shadows and everything. It's a lot of black. So then it's like she's supposed to have a black leather outfit, and they're like, well, that'd be a lot of black. Maybe we should like render differently on her outfit and like less black on her outfit. That way she doesn't blend in with too much stuff. Yeah. And like and we'll just do a light gray or whatever, or here's a strong highlight. And people looked at that shit and was like, oh, she must be, wearing a white outfit now. And I remember when I saw that, I was just like, there are people thinking that shit, or I saw that, I was like, that's horrible. That's just horrible to me. Why? I was like, that's not what she looks like.
Because you have the artist eye, so you were like, okay, like you saw.
But it was like a corporate decision or something that happened, and it's like they the cartoon killed it. It was amazing. Everybody loved it. It raised a generation on the X-Men. Oh, it really helped them grow with the comics or understand better about the characters. You know what I mean? I don't think I just think people are lazy now, and it's like people, don't, like I said, just if you can buy it from the couch, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I like to get up and communicate with my people. See,
well, that's also the thing is with comic shops is not that I get anxiety or anything, but it's kind of like you walk in there and you're the stranger. You're the stranger in a place where you know about the stuff.
It's like popping that cherry. I had to go to my first comic shop I went into, man. It was like, I was like, where's this place? I finally rode the bus downtown. Yeah. And then like, oh my God, I'm going to the Dragon's Lair in Dayton, Ohio. It's popping. Yeah. So then it's just like I go up in there and then there's the bell on the door, ting, ling, ling. And then you can smell like, like the dust and everything. Like, I'm in a bookstore? What is this? But it was like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm in a comic store. Yeah. Hey, the fuck before internet. You go into a place, and when you go to that place, you get the comic shop newsletter that Marvel may put out or something like that, or that comes, you be like, oh, this is what's coming out later, this is what's coming out next week or next month or whatever. They had a list written down, like what books are coming out next month. Yeah, you'd be like, oh, next month I want that book, I want that, I know it's coming, and so lots of back issues. Like the hunt. It was like I'm on the hunt. Yeah, I'm looking for anything X-Men or anything that I'm just looking for anything. Yeah. So I would go looking for like anything with like some crazy art on it, or like something that just was cool. And I'm like, ooh, let me dig through. And then I was like, the possibilities were endless because there was independent. There was like everything. Oh, there's so many. So you don't know. You have only like a limited amount of money, and you're like, damn, dude, I want it all. I want it all. But so I gotta see what really speaks to me. Yeah. Like when Excalibur, when Alan Davis was doing Excalibur, I was like, fuck y'all, this shit is amazing. You better make sure I get every issue. Yeah. Fuck the bullshit. And there was a period where he wasn't drawing it. Yeah. Like some issues where like, nah, or I don't know what happened. It feels like I'm taking a break. Yeah. Asian, beef. I don't know. But Marvel was like, we're gonna get some other artists to get up in here and try to do some things and see what's up. I was like, I'm not getting those issues. Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
When that happens, you lose it because you're invested in not only the story, but the artist, the writer,
the team.
The team, it's
because,
the team.
The consistency of it. And it's like, for me, it's like there was no internet. So it's like you already got your pull boxes that are like, yo, son, I get Excalibur every month. Make sure you don't skip me. And then he switches it up. And I'm like, what the fuck is this drawing my book now?
You're like, make sure to skip me this month.
I was like, oh, I'm committed to it. I can't give it to him back. But I'm like, fuck it, let me read it. And I realized he's not doing this book anymore for a while. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, well, scratch me from that. And that's why I know that some people are like, well, aren't you committed to the story? I am. I'm committed to the story and the art. It's weird that I hear a lot of people talk about comics nowadays and they just don't say shit about the art. Yeah. They just be like, oh, this is Brian Michael Bendis, or this is Mark Millar, or this is like Chris Claremont. This is who is so-and-so writing.
It's because they're just that damn good that they got that way. But it's not to say that artists aren't that damn good either.
True.
I think it's just
because without
maybe
the artists, it wouldn't be a comic. It'd be a novel.
Yeah, it'd just be a novel. Everything we read, even though it'd be X-Men, Spider-Man, whatever, it would just be a novel. It would be without anything.
Right, with no pictures.
Yeah, everything would totally be in your imagination.
Yeah, which is fine. There are books like that. There used to be books like that more and everything, and they put them out. But then it's like, there's nothing like getting a book, and the story is cool, the artist is cool, and then it's like, but there's the scene. It's like, damn, that's hot. That's like when
damn,
what the fuck is that? Check tires.
Tires on fire.
Right? But it's like there's scenes that are like amazing, like when Jim Lee drew Submariner in the Fantastic Four Marvel Rebirth book or whatever, back in the day, and he drew him in a giant shell chair, but he was laid back, his sunken chest and everything. It was just like his hands are out. It was just like,
that's badass.
Dope. That's badass. That's dope. And it's like that's
the funny thing with him, with Namor, is I really was never into him. It's just like, he's the fish man. He's Marvel's fish man. Yes, I know.
Or just not learned it.
But I will say that my attitude changed a lot more when I started reading him in Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers.
I will say
when he was part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
He
put that twist on him.
It was the greatest Illuminati. That also made me interested in Black Panther. Like now I'm all Team T'Challa. Like he is the greatest character I've ever seen. He is just freaking amazing. The power, the man is smart.
The Panther, he holds it down.
That's my man crush. T'Challa.
I feel that. You know what I mean? That's that real. That's that real right there.
It's dude. Like even in Secret Wars, like he held the Infinity Gauntlet and freaking fought Doom. He's like Doom. Your time is done. Yeah. You know, and it was him and Namor who had a huge part in all that.
They did. So they're both kings.
Yeah.
They have kingdoms. They have rulership.
I think that's what I like about it is when you put monarchs. Kings.
I feel you. But Namor. But the thing for me about Namor is like Namor is dope. Yeah. He's not just the fish man. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with like talking to fish like Aquaman or being king of the sea. We're just not underneath the sea to really appreciate what the fuck's going down. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's like it's most of the damn world. We're mostly made of water. You know, we should respect that shit. The thing about Namor is that he just like fuck humans. Yeah. That's what's awesome about him. He's like Doom. He's just like
leave me alone.
He's like I tolerate you.
Yeah.
Be glad I don't choke you the fuck out. That's Namor. You know, if you can write that, if like at his core, he's been that even back in the day, like when Jack Kirby and Stan Lee came up with him. It was just like he was when Fantastic Four came across him and shit. He was like.
He's just a dick.
He's like, fuck y'all. He's like, I'm stomping the land with my sea monsters and everything. And I Sue Richards, she's fine. What's up, girl? I'm swooping your bitch. And you know what I mean? He was like, I'm swooping your bitch. And it's like, you know, his attitude was like, all right, you know, for you, you know, y'all, I'll go back. You know what I mean? But it's like, but only for you. Yeah. You know, it's just like he's a G. You know what I mean? His mentality is like, fuck your bitch. You know,
I'm king of the sea. I'm a king. What are you gonna do?
Know what I mean? I'll take your hoe. Fuck you. You know what I mean? That's Namor in a nutshell. Like when John Byrne drew and wrote the remaking of Namor, because they kept him away for a long time. He was just like the fish man, like you said. Yeah. But John Byrne was like, "Now we're gonna bring it back." I think he had a blood disease or like he was because Namor would go crazy sometimes. And they'll be like, why are they going crazy? It's from, like, you know, being out of the ocean too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, he needs this, but he can't stay under sea too long. So he's caught between both worlds because of the half-breed. So he has to, like, you know, regulate. And in the day, he didn't regulate properly because he didn't know. Yeah. So John Byrne wrote it where, like, you know, this dude, he's crazy. You know, where's he at? He's tearing up shit or whatever. Yeah. And he came across this black dude who was him and his daughter. We're like, oh shit, that's Namor, you know. Yeah. But they realized, you know, after meeting him and like, you know, he passed out, and they was like, you know, realize, you know, they checked for him. He had the same type of this whole situation where they needed to, like, you know, check for blood because the black dude had problems with his blood,
like a dialysis kind
of dialysis or something like that. So they rigged up a machine and was like, yo, they started like realizing like you need this type of balance to regulate your shit, you know, and be cool. And Namor woke up from that shit like, oh, where'd I feel better, you know? What was I was crazy? My bus. Yeah. So then it was like he kind of like, you know, like the girl was like old enough to be like, you know, she was a fine black girl. Yeah. And Namor was like, yo, I like your daughter. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a liking to y'all. You know, for y'all kindness, I'm gonna go, you know, go in the water and get you a treasure chest.
And get you some money.
Here's some money. Like, bang. And they're like, oh shit, you know, big up, you know, big up. But then what he did also realize was like, you know, I've been away for too long. Let me get back in there. So he went found treasure underneath the ocean and financed his own corporation, Oracle Inc. or whatever. So it was like played him like a businessman. Damn. And like all that shit, but he still was like, you know, still out there, you know, doing things.
Still doing his stuff.
Still doing his stuff, you know, in the underwear. But it was just like he was a corporate, you know, badass suits and everything, dealing with corporate motherfuckers. There's these two twins who were just like, you know, what's up with this Namor dude? You know what I mean? How the fuck is, you know, it became corporate rivalry, but the way he wrote it and drew it, you give a fuck. You care.
Yeah,
you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. You know, he still had old enemies up, you know, come up, you know, big, you know, all assuming monsters and shit. Yeah. Namor got to deal with that shit. Like there's this character called Sludge, where it was like this giant, like bigger than a skyscraper, heap of like radiotoxic like sludge monster in the ocean, and Namor has to deal with that shit. You know what I mean? But it's like the way he wrote it, the way because he had, man, it shit was dope. So like I said, Namor for me has that spot, and I would love to have him in the movies.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But he I think Marvel may have sold him. Back in the day, they always stated that he is Marvel's first mutant.
He is.
Besides Apocalypse or whatever, but he's their first mutant. So because of that, he's like under the law with X-Men then.
Oh, okay.
You know, but he is in the X-Men book. So why would the X-Men put him in that shit?
Yeah.
So it becomes sticky. So that's why, you know, I was wondering, like, why can't they do it like, you know, undersea fucking like Namor? Like, you know, Aquaman is dope, and I'm down with Aquaman.
Yeah.
Dude who's playing Aquaman, I'm like, he's a dope actor, and I'm sure he's fucking gonna be amazing. But I wish it was just somebody else. Just a blonde-haired white dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just like buff, blonde, white dude. I'm sure there's plenty in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Why are they switching it up? To be more diverse? Like,
pretty much.
And I'm like...
But I mean, you don't have to do that.
You don't have... It's just
it's
forced.
The same with Marvel. Forced. The same with Marvel, how it does it.
I hate it.
You don't have to do certain things, but... If you do it, if you write it right and draw it right,
if you put the money behind it, if you have creative heads touch it and keep the corporate fingers away,
yeah,
you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Because I want to say corporate decision is really key about got to make that money and make sure you don't offend people, and then like make sure you put a fart joke in there,
right.
And you know what I mean? Where make sure you know you push this and push that, and, you know, there's agenda as opposed to a writer who's just like, you know, I gotta write the fuck out of this character. What's the story? You know, you know, he's sad today, and like, you know, tomorrow is gonna be a worse day, and he gotta prepare for that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the totally opposite happens, and there's some great shit happening that flips his life upside down, and he has to deal with it. You know, while some people are trying to kill him.
All right.
And I mean, so you know, it's just like what are you worried about? You know, what's the mission?
Yeah.
Like I said, I've always wanted to see my characters, or just my favorite characters, up on the screen. Like to see Nightcrawler on the screen, I was like, oh, Nightcrawler's going to be you know, on the screen. But then they carved his skin up with those, like, you know, markings to make it more interesting looking on the screen.
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Alan Cumming?
The
original one, or the new one?
The original one, or the Alan Cummings.
Yeah.
Right? When they did that to him, like, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah,
right?
He's a good actor.
No slide on him. That was a design choice. That was a corporate decision. That was like, you know, well, we're gonna make, you know, what about this? We got to make him interesting. He prays, or he's a Catholic in the book.
Yeah, he's all Catholic.
Well, it's like he cuts into it. So he cuts himself.
Yeah, he's a cutter.
He's a cutter. You telling me my favorite character is a cutter? Wow. I don't think the Lord approves of that.
Yeah.
So he's cutting himself in the name of the Lord. Who wrote this?
Some
you know what I mean?
man.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what are you talking? Like, what are you trying to do?
I think it was the same guy who wrote the Da Vinci Code. Because remember the guy who slaps himself in the back?
He needs to stop all that. He needs to just stop.
What about this, though? I really loved this actor when he played this character, which was Kelsey Grammer as the Beast. He is a beast. That man, he should play Beast every time.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I love that they changed... not changed, but I love that, you know, Kelsey Grammer was the Beast, right?
Yeah.
He was dope. He represented the Beast from the books, which was more with Grant Morrison, I think, who changed him more into a more intelligent Beast.
He was
meaning
he was Frasier.
He was Frasier, which why he fit.
Yeah,
but it's like I'm an intelligent Beast, you know. Like I'll read, you know, dress in suits and shit, you know. Which is the Beast has always been like that.
Yeah,
he's been the smart one, you know. But it's just like, the Beast, Kelsey Grammer, he played that to the hill.
So it's like some people were just born to do that.
Right. For me, my favorite interpretation or era of the Beast is when he turned blue. Right when he turned blue and he left the X-Men and was kicking it with the Avengers.
Okay.
He did it. You know, he was just wearing some blue underwear, had like a Wolverine type like hairstyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was all furry and blue, and he was like, "I'm the blue bouncing beast."
That was also the image they used for the cartoons, the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah,
he was the whole Beast with just the underwear.
Yeah.
He was very Shakespearean. He quoted a lot of stuff.
All of that, which is like that's cool. He was that from the books, which was cool.
Yeah.
I want to say he is big and he is like beastly. In the cartoon, they made him a little bigger. Yeah. They made him a little bigger than I preferred. And I like a big character. That's what it was. They made him more beastly. And I think I was like, okay, you know, he's supposed to be really hulking and beastly. You know, he's not too tall. You know, he is what he is.
He's a short dude.
Right, but for design, they was like, we're going to do the cartoon, and we're going to, like, you know, big him up. We're going to make him more of a beast. And then it's like...
Everybody got muscles.
I know. And it's like you're raising a generation of people off of that, thinking, like, oh, the Beast looks like that.
Yeah.
Which is fine, I guess, because it's evolution, but in interpretation.
Yeah.
But I was like, reading the books, I was like, man, I just want the Beast to look like, you know, the blue bouncing Beast from when he was, you know, when he just left the X-Men.
Yeah.
I think it's visually... amazing design. I just love his character. He wasn't. It was like the equivalent of him getting over the fact that he just changed his mutation.
Blue, yeah.
He turned blue. He has to deal with his skin. Like, I'm a black man, so for me, I have to like deal, live in my skin.
Yeah.
So I like characters like Nightcrawler and the Beast relate to me. I can think of I can fucks with them. You know what I mean? I'm down with them.
Those are the kind of characters that
Those are the characters that stick
and
with me.
They have a special place in your heart because you relate.
It's true with that. So when they start fucking with it, it fucks with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they saying like, oh, well, he's mutating again, and now he looks like a lion. I'm like, oh, you fucking with my character. Yeah. And then they mutate him again.
Like
his
his
head looks like
everything.
A piece of celery. Yeah. I'm just like, why are you fucking with me? You know what I mean? So it's like, and then it's like, oh, well, these are his archetypes, and this is what he's only blue and he's smart. So that's all it is. And I'm like, okay, y'all just running out of ideas, and that's what that is. It's like with Nightcrawler, when they made him more Catholic. Yeah. Now I'm not mad at Nightcrawler being more religious, talking to the rosary bead, or whatever,
praying, doing all that.
Doing that, I'm not mad at that. But when they make it where it's like that's his defining thing.
Yeah.
If you're a Catholic, is that your defining thing?
No,
unless you're a preacher. Yeah. You know what I mean? Unless you're just like a church lady who's just like, I play the organ, or most people are like, I'm not defined by being a Catholic, or they would like to be maybe, but the truth is they're not. But Nightcrawler, they put him in the corner. As for like when Claremont was writing him, and he was letting it known where it's like, this is a character who looks this way.
Yeah.
Can't hide. He looks like a demon, but he's not. Yeah, he's the most lovable, swashbuckling, loving person ever.
Everybody loves him.
Everybody, and it really affects him when people bug on what he looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he first met Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat.
Yeah.
She was uncomfortable around him. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't fuck with you. Oh my God,
you a blue little demon.
You like a demon. You might bite me or some shit." Yeah. And he was like, "Bitch, be cool." And she was just like tripping, and because she kept tripping every time. Every time people hear some lemonade or is it okay? Blah blah blah.
Can I sit down with
her? Can I sit down? They cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm coming into the room.
Right.
I usually teleport.
You have to announce, yeah.
But I'm coming into the room. And she was still like, "Oh my God, I want it a certain way, and you're just messing me up." And I can relate because I'm sitting there like people just will trip off of me for coming into the room because I'm a large black dude.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, he's probably this way or that way," and it's not that I'm trying to live my life defined by that, but it's like if it happens over the years and you'd be like, damn it, that's how these people react. This is how people react. Okay, I can relate to this character.
Yeah.
But then you go fucking with my character and making it where he cuts himself and all this other shit. I'm like, yeah, you fucking with me. You changing the Beast up. You fucking with me.
What about the Nightcrawler in Apocalypse?
The movie?
Did you like that one? Yeah, in the movie.
They had the chance to do.
He was a good actor, and I like what he did.
Right, but I'll put it like this: whoever wrote that, I don't even know.
I know it's not Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer just directed it.
Whoever wrote that was just like, first off, they're juggling too many fucking elements.
Yeah,
they're like, we have Apocalypse and the Phoenix.
Yeah,
and we're taking it back in the time, and we're showing a new cast, and we're doing the 80s, and it's like all this shit that they had to deal with. I'm like, you need to just chill on Apocalypse.
Yeah,
and just have his presence be known.
Yeah, they could have done a lot more with that.
You know what I mean? You need to chill. You need to chill on the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And Jean Grey. Let us love the new Jean Grey. Let us know why Jean's cool. Don't treat her like, well, we know what Jean can do.
That's what they're saying.
That's what it is.
Like, you guys already know, so
you already know. So
what's the
do
point?
I'm like,
but like,
there's so much about Jean Grey. So much more to her other than just she's the Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, she was like the first girl at Xavier's school. Yeah. She could move objects with her mind.
The original X-Men.
She was, she was like, telekinetic, before she learned telepathy.
Yeah.
It was like she sacrificed herself to save the X-Men on a mission coming from outer space.
Yeah.
And that's when the Phoenix, she had to learn to drive a space shuttle and everything, and use her telekinetics to shield her from the cosmic rays and radiations and heat and everything.
Yeah.
As much as she can before she was the best one, the candidate for the job.
Yeah,
but then that's when the Phoenix Force reached out to her and was like, yo, I see that you're going through it right now, and I have the power to help you out, girl, right now. You know what I mean? I can help you out. So, make a deal with me where I can experience life essence, with a physical form through you, because I can sense you through telekinetics and your mind and who you are, you're amazing.
Yeah.
You just don't know it. You're more than a telekinetic and a telepath. You're blessed for another purpose. And I sense you.
What is the highest level a mutant could get? Is it Omega?
Yeah, Omega.
Just Omega?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing higher?
Nothing bigger than Omega.
Right. Like Omega 5 or something like that? Or is it just Omega?
No.
I thought there was...
Above that is like the one above all, which is rumored to be Jack Kirby. Like God.
Yeah.
There's a living tribunal under him. And then there's Galactus and everybody else and the Elders of Gods underneath him. And the Phoenix is supposed to be the totality of conscious energy, telepathic conscious energy throughout the multiverse.
Okay.
So the different realities, this Phoenix is the one constant.
Okay.
So it's the collected energy of every telepath, telekinetic,
it's like the residue of it, kind of.
It's like the Speed Force.
Like how Goku does the Spirit Bomb?
No, it's like the Speed Force.
Oh, okay, the Speed Force.
So the Speed Force.
Damn.
I know.
Stuff's happening.
Hold on. So like the Speed Force is like energy created when the Flash runs.
Yeah.
And so it's like he had to run fast enough, create this energy that exists that empowers him. So it's like a loop. It's like static electricity or whatever.
Yeah.
So then it's like...
it's the same thing Quicksilver can do, right?
Nope. Quicksilver can only run under the speed of sound.
Damn.
Which is fine. Because I'm like, that's still fast as a motherfucker. That shit is dope.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, and it's like, it just makes more sense. Only because Jeff Johns, big up writer for DC, started tweaking with the Flash's origin and powers or whatever when they started exploring more about the electricity and the Speed Force and everything. And I'm like, okay, it's become a whole nother element to this DC character.
Yeah.
And as we know, DC creates gods.
Yeah.
They kings, richest motherfuckers, aliens that are just like the last, just
just beings from other worlds and stuff.
Super duper like high level characters and try to just tell stories with them. And it comes from the sensibility of people back in the day, like, I'm gonna make a man fly. Yeah. Which is fine. Well, I'm gonna make a motherfucker breathe underwater and talk to fish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the most powerful woman in the world. She's the Amazon. I'm gonna make the fastest man in the world. So now they're already doing it, it's just like, all right, you've done it. Cool, back in the day, it was you definitely don't bite. Yeah. And it was because it's like nothing's been done yet. Everything's up in the air. So once they made the first fast man, it was like, oh shit, the Flash. And okay, they did Jay Garrick before that, in the All-Star comics and stuff, but like focusing on the Flash's title when they're trying to we need to relaunch this title. We need to relaunch this title. Then it's just like you bring out Barry Allen. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, well, what's up with him? He's the Flash. He's run fast and everything. He has lightning bolts on his chest. Yeah. It's because it's a fast thing. It's great design. But then, people are like, nobody's thinking, like, is there the Speed Force? Back in the day, no, nobody thinking about that shit. It's just like, he's the fastest motherfucker. So it's just like, the people that he fights against are like, tricksters and like, I got Mirror Masters and Icicle shooting guns.
We'll delve more into a Flash when we do the Flash one. Okay. This is more of Marvel. DC, this is all Marvel. So we gave
me there. But like I said, and like I said, I don't know if you're still talking about the cinematic situation where I'm just like Marvel movies are dope, but it's like hopefully from this conversation so far you can realize I'm cool with them. Yeah. But it's like and it's like they are necessary, but it's like they have ruined it, but
they've changed dramatically the stories. Yeah, but you have to understand. You have to understand, and like I've said this many times, and I will say this: you couldn't have had Civil War the comic into the movie. It would just be unless you did it before. But
what it is them cleverly juggling and stuffing stories from the well of information called the Marvel Universe, and into how long was it? 2 or 3 hours?
Like 2:30, I think.
Something like that. So
almost.
And he's taking all this dense storytelling, precious moments, intricate details into a visual treat that lasts for like 2 hours and a half. Yeah. So it's just like they know they're gonna do another movie. They know they're gonna do another Captain America as long as they get Chris Evans signed. Yeah. They know they're gonna do Thor. They know they're creating the Marvel Universe. The way they're doing them now, every actor's trying to be a character, right?
Pretty much.
So it's just like they know they're gonna be able to make a movie that will have everybody and put it up there. Yeah. So what they would have to do is wait. They're still establishing their universe visually. They didn't get the Fantastic Four back. Yeah. So because they didn't have the Fantastic Four back, they can't really explore space that much.
Well,
so thus you get the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Doctor Strange as well.
Well, Doctor Strange allows you to get into the mystic side of things.
Yeah.
So it's not really, he can go in outer space. He can do a bunch of stuff. You know, he'll take it to realms of reality.
Yeah.
But it's like, be the characters that Marvel strategically is placing there in order to be like, we fuck with outer space. In order to do that properly, we would love to be able to put the Fantastic Four up in outer space.
Yeah.
To be able to do Galactus and the Silver Surfer
that would
properly.
Be amazing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like the next movie they have, the Ego or Egon or for the
Ego.
Guardians of Ego. For the
it's Kurt Russell.
That's dope.
That's the greatest thing
for the Guardians of the Galaxy. And so it's like if they had the Fantastic Four, they would have done space and met these characters properly.
Oh yeah.
You know, they could have properly built towards. Hopefully, they could have built towards Galactus coming. You get rumors. You get he's not a cloud. That's the ultimate universe version of him, and it worked for the ultimate universe telling or retelling of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, really? For people in the corporate offices who think like a big giant humanoid is not trippy enough.
Yeah.
We can't have Galactus be show like he's supposed to look. We need to change how he looks to make the common people feel like, oh, that's different or be cool with it. I'm like, dude, Attack on Titans. Yeah. That shit is trippy.
Well, it's the same as in Transformers. Remember Omicron, the planet?
Yeah.
And he turns into that? I don't know if you'll ever see that in the movie.
You won't see that in the movie.
It's just like the Galactus thing.
They think like it'd be too corny.
Yeah. But in fact, we want. It's not that, because that is what we want.
That's what we want.
We want to see the bigger than life, gigantic space, freaking alien or whatever
That's like
it is.
Legends of Tomorrow. They had a scene where Adam grows giant and he like fights this what is it, alien, like giant humanoid robot also.
Yeah.
And so it's like they kept the camera low, while he was punching them out, having them fall, smashing the shit or whatever. It's like, if you do the story right, you tell the angles correctly, you do what you're supposed to do, you can make that shit look incredible. Because what the fuck do you have? A giant motherfucker doing some shit?
Well, going back to Civil War, that's how they did it with Ant-Man. When when he was big and he was just swinging and they hit him and he fell into the building.
Used it at the right time.
It was,
did it at the right time, did it in the right way, and held it long enough where it's like, that's dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they was like, we about to do some cool shit. Watch this abracadabra.
It was amazing.
It was like, oh shit,
here's some things though that I've read this week. Apparently today, it's been announced that Fox is going to reboot X-Men. So Bryan Singer is no longer going to direct it. They want the guy who plays Magneto, and which is McAvoy, Fassbender, and Jennifer Lawrence. They want them back because they're writing the script with them in mind.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're gonna see the Jean Grey that we saw.
No,
because they're gonna reboot the whole thing again.
That's the thing.
So
that's the thing about it.
So I don't think Marvel's gonna have X-Men anytime soon.
But then again, I heard the rumblings were supposed to be that Marvel is talking it out.
Well, you never know.
With them.
We never thought Spider-Man was going to come, but Spider-Man is coming.
Like Spider-Man situation. But I will say, they do not really give me the sensation that they're going to, I don't know, do it justice. Because, right now, they did the thing where, we're going to reboot, start young, and they got some traction.
Yeah.
They were like, we got, taking them in the certain eras. We're going to keep it, we relaunched everybody. We cleaned up the whole universe after doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it like this and go through time and blah, 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 blah. And then you do some dumb shit. Like I said, it's just like it's like they have Apocalypse. And Jean Grey. And she's like, she's manifesting her ability. Why is she manifesting her shit so soon?
It's just, it's that money shot.
We have no money.
You have to do it.
But no, you don't. Well, you can do the thing. You can do the thing like they did in the beginning if you know about the character. Like it's telekinetics and you're moving something with your mind.
Yeah.
She has to build that muscle up. So you don't play it out through the whole movie, where she's like, she got some powers, and then she gets stronger at the end of it. You do that, but you don't do it so much. It's like to manifest the Phoenix. It was like she had to sacrifice herself, her physical form from to get some help from the Phoenix entity.
She basically died to get the Phoenix.
She died. Well, the thing is, what you find out later, because I know that Claremont was like, she dead.
Yeah.
When he wrote it, I'm sure he wrote it like, she dead.
Yep.
She sacrificed. So when she comes back, it was like she switched bodies. She becomes a whole other person, and then her whole transformation into the Phoenix, and then getting used to that. and then then becoming the Dark Phoenix because the Hellfire Club, which is like some X-Men villains, started manipulating and fucking with her. And so Mastermind can create illusions, and create a device that allowed him to get inside of her head and create false memories. Yeah. So then when he got her hooked on it and everything, it was like, you fucking with the Phoenix. It didn't even know what you was fucking with. So then it's like the Phoenix was like, like, I've seen a whole other side. I was really cool before Jean, as Jean, I was experiencing life. I was cool, but y'all fucking with me?
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna mess with you.
It's like it just opened the Phoenix up to like new sensations. So the character was a slave to its sensations. It's not that it was trying to be evil. It was like this. It's like I tasted blood and I like it.
Right, I'm hungry.
I like this shit, and I'm powerful enough to not give a fuck.
That's true.
And, and that's what the Phoenix is. So it's like, why waste all that good material on a great character?
Damn.
You know what I mean? And it's like then it's like the death of the Phoenix.
Yeah,
you have to build to the death of the Phoenix. So it's like it's Claremont's way of like, I'm taking my character out. To him, it was like, she's dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was another writer who wrote, I think it was a John Byrne, maybe, or, but they brought her back later and just like, the Phoenix put the real Jean Grey in a cocoon underneath the Manhattan Ocean or whatever. You know what I mean? And so it's like Fantastic Four found it and was like, Reed Richards like, what the fuck? Something's like, a throbbing underneath the ocean.
Sending out something. Pulse is coming out.
You know what I mean? I think it was Jean Grey using her abilities subconsciously, waking the fuck up. So then it was like, they get the cocoon and they bring it to the Fantastic Four headquarters, and then it's like using his devices to be like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this shit? And then it's like a black cocoon, and then all of a sudden, I want to say, either he does something that stimulates her, or she just wakes the fuck up or something, but she breaks out of it, because I want to say they did the thing where cups of liquid was levitating around them and shit, and doing everything and everything. So when she woke up, it's like, psh, and they're like, shit, like, what the fuck? Where am I at? What's going on? You know what I mean? And then it's like, times have changed. It was years later. You know what I mean? It was like the X-Men ain't no more. She's found by the Fantastic Four. Yeah. It was like, Jean Grey's back. We thought she was dead. What the fuck? And so they just wrote her back in. It made sense. I'm cool with it. I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? It lets you think like, the Phoenix is a whole separate force, which it was. Yeah. And Jean Grey is still alive, and it makes sense. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? The Phoenix Force is powerful enough to save her time to and put her in a cocoon to heal her from the damage of the radiation from being out of space.
Well, the Phoenix Force is, it's famously gone into Jean Grey, but it's not the only one that it has.
No,
you had the Phoenix 5, which was the whole AVX Avengers versus X-Men.
You had the Rachel Summers as she was the Scott and Jean Grey's daughter from a different reality. Yeah. Who came back in time and through dimension to stop her, her fucked up future. Yeah. But was in X-Men proper. And they're like, she was channeling the Phoenix Force when Jean was supposedly dead. Yeah. You also got what's it, Quentin Curie or Quentin
Query? I think it's Quentin Query.
Something like that. Yeah.
He I've seen like the future issues where he ends up holding the Phoenix.
He was like not an Omega level, but he was, I think, under Omega level. He was dope. He was supposed to be like telepathic madness. Shit is crazy. He's that level that he's that dope.
They called him Kid Phoenix, I believe.
Right.
It was Kid Phoenix
because his body, like, he did the thing that Jean did. Was like, she's that powerful, touched by the Phoenix. Yeah. So it's like when she burns out her physical, then it's like she goes and joins the other Phoenixes. Yeah. Because their job is supposed to be able to tend to the Marvel universe in different realities. If there's a reality that's led astray or got off its tracks because of whatever, the Phoenix is supposed to come through and fix that shit, because that's what they can warp reality, fix shit. There's a whole nother level to it. And Jean was that powerful. It's like that's why she was, that's why the Phoenix fuck with her. She's like, you supposed to be something else, and that's only because the comics allowed for us to read those stories, to build, to be down with this character. You can't get that in 2.5 hours in a movie, especially when you got so much other shit to talk about.
That's true.
I'm not hating it, but it's just like, I like to read that stuff. I like to know this shit.
Well, the thing is with I know the Infinity Wars is what they're calling it. It's not Infinity Gauntlet. They said 64 characters are going to come out. So they plan on just introducing.
They had enough time.
I've counted pretty much the famous ones. Yeah. I think they have around maybe 20 actors in their roster that have been on a TV show
Right.
or a movie.
That's if they use
so
the
like
TV
counting
dudes.
the Guardians, counting Daredevil,
like
and like
Luke
all
Cage,
those. Yeah,
Jessica Jones.
and I think they are counting
Iron
all
Fist.
of them.
Like I hope they
Punisher,
do. I hope they
like,
do
all of
because
them.
I know that the dudes. The Kevin Feige or something like that.
I can never pronounce his name.
But
Feige or
he's in
Feige?
charge-
Or Feige. I think it's Kevin Feige.
No, it's
or Feige?
Kevin Feige.
Oh, Feige.
That's what it is, sir. Get it right. It was like he's supposed to be in charge of putting the movies together, and he's done an amazing job at that, no doubt.
Yeah.
And then the dude who's in charge of putting the TV shows together, I forgot his name, but they have beef.
Oh, really?
That's why there aren't characters that's why the TV universe doesn't really cross over with the film universe. That's why the Inhumans aren't on the lineup for a movie yet right now. Because they're just like, all right, we got them in the TV universe.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, word. We ain't fucking with that.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, there's no room, we good. And I'm like, really? The Inhumans are supposed to take the place of the X-Men as they, like, we're those characters that are, led astray and blah, blah, blah. Or like, we're just trying to fit in, as the weirdos and, the Nightbreed characters.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be that. And, like, the fact that they're not using them for the movies lets you know, I'm like, this is a corporate decision. This is some other shit that allows or makes where I can't get what I read and know about my characters on the screen.
Yeah.
And Inhumans are dope in the book. I know that recently, since the X-Men haven't been doing what they do in the movies, and Marvel can't really do anything with them. They're just like, we need to pump up the Inhumans. That's why there are more Inhuman books now. Back in the day, they were like, Inhumans were like, rare. You're like, oh, I love the Inhumans. They got a miniseries or something. Like, what the Inhumans up to?
Yeah.
We're doing this. We got a fresh writer. We got, this dope artist. We're going to do this on the Inhumans. So like, what was it? Back in the day, I can't remember his name. Dude who draws like Mobius. He does. He's an amazing artist.
Oh, Mobius is badass.
You know what I mean? He is, though.
Yeah.
Is that man Salvador, is it? But it's, he drew the X. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he drew. He's the dude who draws Elephant Man, or like.
Well, there's a lot of people who draw Elephant Man.
But who came up with Elephant Man?
Richard Starkey.
That he does
writer.
lettering. That's the writer. But who was the
writer.
original artist on Elephant Man?
Damn, I don't remember.
Okay.
Because I know he started it off as like Hit Flask. That was the first one. Then Elephant Man.
Yeah.
But it's. I know Boo Cook is one of them.
Not that dude.
But
the dude who he
it's
draws,
not Jock.
No.
Not Mobius.
No, he draws like Mobius.
I know who you're talking about,
see?
but I'm gonna remember once we're done with this. I'm gonna remember. It's like, damn. That
But
sucks.
it's just like the artwork was dope. Was it Ladron?
Huh?
Was it Ladron? I think it was Ladron.
Maybe.
I think his name was Ladron.
Ladron.
Like a foreign name or whatever. But it's like they teamed him up with some great writing. I forgot the writer's name. The Kurt Busiek. I don't know who wrote it back in the day, but they were like, what the Inhumans up to, and we're going to run this mini-series, and it was amazing artwork, and amazing coloring, and amazing writing. It's like, it was still the classic Inhumans. They're not the X-Men. They're not forcing them into something. They're not trying to replace them with something. It wasn't like the switcheroo. It was like the Inhumans. And it's like the thing about the Inhumans that I remember and love so much was that you don't fuck with the Inhumans.
Yeah.
They're badass, and they're so badass, you just want to do their thing. They just pull themselves away from everybody. Like,
they want to be left alone.
They're like, we want to be left alone. Fuck y'all over there. We're in the Himalayan mountains.
Yep,
you can't find
chilling.
us. We good and everything. Don't fuck with us, And so we celebrate ourselves. Bam. Which is fine. But if any time that they did a story with them, it was always a situation where somebody's fucking with the Inhumans.
Yep.
The Inhumans is like, okay, we got to tap that ass. And then they fucking
with
like,
us,
you know what I mean?
Messing back.
They tap that ass,
Yep.
and then they be like, you know what? We're discovered where we're at. We need to fucking move our whole kingdom to be away from people. So, so it's like if you relate to people who are like, I just want to be left alone. Don't fuck with me. I'm special and I know it, but you don't understand. Leave me the fuck alone. Then you like the Inhumans, or you can like the Inhumans.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's like I'm an artist. I draw. I keep to myself. I entertain myself. I do my thing. But it's just like the X-Men. I relate more because, like I said, Nightcrawler, Beast.
Yeah.
Those characters are like, I'm just like, the whole X-Men being a mutant. Like, I'm trying to fit into society and be a part and protect and love society.
Yeah.
But it hates me because I look a certain way. It's already.
It's hard to love society.
It's already.
It's just,
you know what I mean? It's already picked where I'm supposed to be at.
Yeah.
So the Inhumans are like, so for Marvel trying to replace the X-Men with Inhumans is like, it's not the same fit. It's not the same shoe. You may say it's an 11. I'm like, I fit 13. I'm like, I don't want an 11. You know what I mean? I want 13. Like, it's an 11. I'm like, I didn't ask for that. Why are you trying to give me that? So, like I said, putting them in the movies would have definitely helped, cement some stuff.
Oh yeah.
But then again, there were things and characters that they're trying to be like, we're not trying to put our TV stars on the big screen movie yet.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep it on just on television. So we're trying to keep our big movie people away. Samuel L. Jackson was the only one who crossed over, who's allowed to cross over. And like he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, him and Coulson. So like that lets people, and that's the part I love.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel universe. I want to see the characters.
That was supposed to be the point of the shows and the TVs, as you were able to connect it, but no.
The TVs were supposed to be those precious little moments in between the big moments of the movie, which is what a brother wants. But since there's beef, there's corporate beef.
Yeah, you can't have it.
You can't have it, and thus for mine, that's what pisses me off about these comic book movies. And it's like, I love them.
Oh, you're not the only one that feels that way,
right? You know what I mean? But it's like that's what it's doing. That's what it is. So I tell everybody, son, support the comic book industry. Go buy the comic books. Go to your local comic shop. Talk about what's going on. Buy a book. Let people know. Communicate. Like I said, keep that shit grassroots. Go see the movie. Support it, no doubt. But buy the books.
Yeah.
The times have changed. It's a little bit more. The price is way the fuck up there. But it's like, know who you buying. By buying the books, that lets people like Marvel know that's good. People like that.
Yeah.
We'll make more of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how you can make change and direct the flow of the stories that you're reading.
That's true. Very, very true. Well, with that, we leave you a question. Are you guys more a X-Men or an Inhuman? Let us know. This has been I Am Comics Podcast Episode 5. I am Josh Casper.
And this is JJ Kirby.
You guys can check us out on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. All right, guys, read on.